a lot of these Ennio Morricone things can be very, like a lot of the stuff is quite legato. I mean, obviously we've got these stabs, but then for some reason I was thinking about Dre 2001.
Yeah, I love that bit. I love that bit so much.
My love for Dr. Dre is huge, and so it just has those nice little rhythmic things. This kind of 70s, 60s, 70s, I guess like kind of a spaghetti western. I mean, that's if we're mentioning Ennio Morricone, we have to talk about that genre. So thinking that the drums will be quite cinematic and split up, and there would be lots of different textures to the drums. So
you're like playing the kit like it's a timpani.
Rather than a typical kind of groove. So the first loop was this. And it's, pretty badly chopped, as you can hear, but that isn't the thing. In the verses, we added a Moog Voyager, which is a pretty deep sounding bass. And I added in the chorus a live bass as well. Something of the chorus. So I've been making a spaghetti western type of record.
It has an almost military aspect to it.
It does. I mean, track. I love all those kind of Good, the Bad, and the Ugly. I love all those soundtracks, and I've been making a record with Future Utopia. Scott and I made it together, and I love that kind of picky bass. So the bass in this, that kind of picky bass that you hear in those Ennio Morricone soundtracks is a tiny little short scale Fender Mustang bass, which I've put a cloth in on the bridge to like keep it muted and sound very kind of small but picky. But I'll just play that, and there's like a ton of plugins on here, compressors and Decapitator, which I use a lot, and Pultec EQ. So I'll play you that so you can hear it on its own. And it's also important to say that, I mean, I remember now playing that bass, and whether you remember it or not, Kae, but definitely you were completely present through all of this process. And I remember you saying, what about if you go higher on this, and what about, so when I was playing a lot of the parts, which is what I love, I sort of turned into like the session player on one of these cinematic type of, and you turned into the producer where you would be, and then we'd switch roles. So you'd be recording vocals, I would be more the producer. But it was so much fun because it wasn't like, again, to say, it wasn't as if this was something that I did while you were recording lyrics. It was, everything was together. And I do remember on this bass part, you were like, that's cool. Like you could, try going here, like go up on the second half.
I remember even just hearing it like that. It's like an immediate transport back to a moment that I'd forgotten about. Like, just, it's so interesting to hear it like this, because when I hear that, I just went back to sitting exactly here when the song didn't exist, and you're looking for it. And I remember exactly just hearing you playing it and being like, "Wow, actually, can you go up instead of down there? And can it resolve in a slightly different place? And can it?" And then you're just like, you're in this beautiful kind of endless game of music.
Yeah.
And then like you get out the other side and it's a song, and it's like you kind of forget that it wasn't always a song. It's so cool. Thanks for giving me the space to have a listen back. It's so nice, man.
This episode is being supported by Tape It, the iPhone app made specifically for musicians. If you, like many of our guests, use voice memos, then switching to Tape It is an obvious choice. And now, Tape It has layering. This means you can record over your voice notes, try out top lines, stack harmonies, build up instruments, jam with yourself, and so much more. Layering is such an exciting addition to Tape It's long list of features to help you stay creative and organized, including the ability to record straight from your lock screen, set markers, add notes, and add photos of settings. You can easily import your old voice notes, sync to the cloud, and create shared playlists with co-writers and bandmates. So, head to the link below to install Tape It and use the promo code TAPENOTES to receive a whopping 20% off Tape It Pro. And now, back to the episode.
The instrumentation then was lots of Mellotron stuff. I mean, there's quite a lot of piano, but the Mellotron stuff in my head, but I was never sure whether we were going to even get the budget to do live strings.
Yeah.
But in my head, I thought, if you're doing a cinematic kind of soundtrack piece, then live strings would be the thing. But often you don't get the budget to do these things, and that's absolutely fine. So I was putting stuff down on that Mellotron MD4000, and meant that it wasn't MIDI, so the timing wasn't perfect. It just feels more human and feels like it resembles someone playing the Mellotron rather than a string section. But at least it feels live and more like the kind of 60s soundtracks that we were going for. So this stuff in the chorus sounds like this. With the pianos.
So how many layers of Mellotron would you create, Fraser?
There are 4. So you can hear, I'll just go through them. First one, there's a choir in there, which is this. And then a really nice like pizzicato strings sound. And there was the piano, which was this. And then this guitar. I can't remember what this was doing. Oh.
Well, it's kind of, it's like echoing the piano.
Yeah, it's interesting because I was thinking Ennio Morricone meets Dr. Dre. Like a lot of these Ennio Morricone things can be very, like a lot of the stuff is quite legato. I mean, obviously we've got these stabs, but then for some reason I was thinking about Dre 2001 and just how on all of those tracks he just has one part which is like a nice little ear candy sort of delayed part, which is this with the piano. I think the piano is doing the same thing.
Yeah, I love that bit. I love that bit so much.
My love for Dr. Dre is huge, and so it just has those nice little rhythmic things.